Every day I read stories about how the judicial system has failed victims, and this is a story about a gentleman that was killed in Morecambe by a driver who had not only taken drugs, he was twice over the drink limit, and he didn't get charged with manslaughter, he got charged with dangerous driving. See what you think when you see his driving later on in this video. We initially met Wayne in Lancaster, and he came to a talk that my son did about child sexual abuse and how victims are failed by the different authorities, from the police to the CPS. They then went on to repair a wagon together, and it was featured in the Daily Telegraph, and it was a Volkswagen LT. And what had happened was another mutual friend, Gordon, had said to Billy, "Oh, you can never get it repaired. It's that knackered." And he says, "I can get it repaired in 10 days." And he challenged him. And it was quite a thing to do because there was so much wrong with it. And Billy was working through the night till God knows what hours and getting very, very little sleep. And he got this wagon done in 10 days. And from being picked up, it actually 10 days later, we've got a photograph of it in France, in Amiens, outside the cathedral. So they'd even done that. The wagon we still have today, it's still running today. Wayne was instrumental on that because although Billy did do the work, Wayne was there making the brews, keeping him going, keeping him up at night, tidying up, moving stuff. So if he wanted the welder moving around the garage and it was on the other side, Billy could be getting on with something, and Wayne did basically the donkey work for him, and he was absolutely brilliant. So Billy couldn't have done it, although Billy did do the work, he couldn't have done it without Wayne, because Wayne was there not only taking up the time that he could have been getting stuff like changing the grinder discs, things like that. He was moral support. He kept him going when Billy was like, "I can't go up any longer." Wayne was there to keep him going. Now, he's not mentioned in the article. That was purely because Wayne didn't want to be, and that's absolutely fine. Gordon is mentioned. He's the one that did the challenge. But yeah, he was instrumental in that. So that's how we knew Wayne. And then, he the actual building that I'm talking through, Wayne did some work on it with my son. He was brilliant as stonemason, really, really good at it. And I just think this is absolutely disgusting what's happened. And this is the two reasons why I'm doing the story. One, because we knew Wayne personally. And two, because I'm obviously bringing up about how incompetent the judicial system is. And this evil person that did this to him, he has not got charged with manslaughter. Now, there's different types of manslaughter, but I think this is what this falls under, and it's unlawful act manslaughter, and that's death results from a criminal act that a reasonable person would realise could cause some physical harm. And gross negligence manslaughter, and that's death results from a person's grossly negligent conduct showing a disregard for the risk of death or injury for others. Well, how was this not manslaughter? Because this Jess Shepherd, he said it was death by dangerous driving, but he was disqualified from driving, and he was unlicensed, uninsured. He had taken the vehicle and he was driving whilst disqualified, and he had also got some fuel and not paid for it, and burglary. Now, obviously, all those things don't cause an accident, as horrible as they are. But he was twice the drink-drive limit and was high on drugs. So how on earth does that not come under manslaughter, which death results from a criminal act that a reasonable person... Now, you've got to be so stupid to not think... You couldn't even drive the car if you thought that driving with under drink and drugs isn't going to potentially kill somebody just like it did, or do any horrific injuries to anybody, just exactly what it is. So that must be manslaughter. But yeah, he's got away with death from dangerous driving, which is the sort of thing like, you run a red light and kill somebody, and so you haven't intentionally gone out or anything, but it's just sheer stupidity that you've done something, that, you've driven dangerously, or you've overtaken at the last minute and killed somebody. Not to get twice the drink level and be on drugs and drive round. This is how he was driving round Morecambe before he hit the taxi. So anyone with sound mind will say that's not dangerous driving. That is further than that. I mean, dangerous driving is if you'd had a drink and you were going home or something, or going to work and you killed somebody. Not that it makes it right in any way, shape or form, but that's dangerous driving. He's driving about the streets, going up and down, driving like an absolute lunatic, and knowing that something has got to happen. If he hasn't got the knowledge to know that something's going to happen, he wouldn't even be able to drive the car. So he knows, a reasonable person would know, that is driving like that under drink and drugs is gonna end in disaster, which is precisely what it did. And not only is he got 15 years, 12 years of which is to be served in custody, he can appeal in 8 years and apply for parole. He will be subjected to an extended licence period at 3 years. So not only that, they're actually going to give him his licence back under extended. He shouldn't ever be, after what he's done, he should never be allowed out in a car again. He's killed a person who's got a family. He's ripped their father away from the children, and it's just, to me, it's absolutely outrageous. And I think we just have to carry on challenging this judicial system, because a lot of it now is not fit for purpose. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.